And welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for October 10th, Saturday, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. As I'm sure a lot of you are aware, we're having an Earth call at 6 p.m. today on this line, discussing a lot of different avenues about the planet, current status, what's really happening in many different areas. Now, if when we can, for ourselves, establish to understand that all is well and everything is unfolding as it should, and we don't acknowledge the word mistake because that is a mankind invention, because there aren't any mistakes anywhere at any time. What appears to be wrong is simply our own false imagination. So if you get a you understand that we have this holographic play that's happening. And this holographic play is an illusion, and it keeps us distracted, so to speak. The reason it keeps us distracted is because we aren't aware of what it is, and we aren't aware of what we're here, as far as no matter what the structure is, we're still here to learn, to create, to become aware that we are the ones that are creating our experiences, and to become fully aware that we're creating these experiences to perfect our creation. And so it can be a holographic pattern. It can be all an illusion. But illusions are, even though they're illusions, they're real to us. We experience them. See, I mean, you're in a situation, you're experiencing something, and you say, well, this can't be an illusion. I mean, it's real. To you, it's real. But if you looked at it and you say that you were able to say, well, this is an illusion, but I'm learning something, I'm perfecting. That's different. But when you're blind and you're unaware of who and what you are, in other words, you're not mastering. You're being directed by everything around you rather than you directing it. You see what I mean? And Wayne Dyer said something that was really great. He said, everybody wants happiness, nobody wants pain, but remember, you can't have a rainbow without a little rain. One thing that a lot of us have, I believe it's just inherent with mankind, is that how we've been cultivated, so to speak, as a civilization. We have this awesome power. We have awesome power in a lot of arenas. We just don't identify or we aren't consciously aware of it. That's in forgiveness. As Mother Teresa said, if we really want to love, we must learn how to forgive. Now, a lot of us will carry a lot of not good energy with us through this life because someone wronged you or someone did something to you, and you get angry, and none of us are exempt from it. We all have these experiences, and one of the most powerful things that we can do is master the art of forgiveness. You see, we're all mastering at different levels. Does it make, Mr. B over here, because he's slow to master compared to Miss C over here because she's fast to master? Does it make any difference? No. That's why I say it's always about you. how many of us have carried a grudge against somebody in our life, okay? Whether it's big or small, or you're clinging to a heavy sheet of your heart that's weighing you down and negatively impacting you on many levels. Now we know that by continuing to be angry or upset with somebody, something, somebody else, because they've wronged us, it only hurts us in the long run. Someone may not even know they've done that to you, but you carry it, and it's just dank. It's just nasty for us to carry it, because it really debilitates us. It subtracts from our ability. And we see, this is what's really, for a lot of us, it's very difficult, because like attracts like. So if you're in that mode of someone's wronged you, and you've got this grudge, and you're just really upset, and like attracts like. So when we hold on to feelings how someone has hurt us, we're literally anchoring our energy in the past and attracting another victim-like scenario in the future. It's real dangerous for all of us to do this. We're anchoring our energy in the past and attracting another victim-like scenario in the future. So when you get irritated about something, you're talking, you do it, and you feel this in the heart. And if it's anger, frustration, hurt feelings, disappointment, many things that flood us. When we are seduced with that, and we carry it, then we're attracting another victim-like scenario in the future. And we'll keep doing it. Some people will keep doing it. If we don't know how to genuinely forgive and let go of the pain that's been done, it does not allow us to be fully open, available, alive, and present to this divine moment. So our being becomes tight, protected, and contracted. So when we cannot forgive people, this is what happens. It's almost like a vice, It's like you get more and more pressure and more pressure. You feel like you're in a pressure chamber, and you're going to, the tightness, you feel like you're going to explode. The quicker we can learn to let go, the less time we spend in pain and suffering. It's funny, because a lot of us will stay in that. We'll stay. Have you ever met someone that's carried a grudge for years, and how it's just twisted them and their perspective on this life? They don't enjoy the life. They're just constant, and as they attract that more and more, the universe gives them more and more and more and more and more. So, holding on to a grudge from the past with anyone only hinders our ability to become a positive, open, loving being who is creating into reality or manifesting the life of our dreams. That's a fact. Now, a lot of people, the word forgiveness is derived from the word give, to give. Forgiveness is a gift of freedom and healing. So when you give it to another person, you're giving this to yourself. The act of forgiving another may not free the other person, okay, if they do not accept it, yet it will definitely liberate your energy. Even if the other person holds on to the past grudge all the way to their grave, you can still forgive them for not knowing how. So you maybe look at it that your job is simply to let the past go and trust that everything is always in perfect divine order. The universe never, ever, never, never, never makes mistakes, ever, period. You can argue it, say, which we do. Oh, yeah, right. Well, this was a big mistake by the universe. What the heck did the universe send this to me for? And then if you just take a step back and you begin to realize, wait a minute. It taught me this, and it helped me with this, and it helped me with that. A lot of us won't do that because we get so swept up in the moment of the ego mind, master of our heart mind, master of us. So we kind of like lickety-split slim through it. So the pain makes us wake up, and it recalibrates our lives and adjusts our sails towards a bigger freedom. So the judgments that we tend to inflict upon ourselves, which we do, force us to love ourselves even deeper. So the wound inside us creates a womb where new life can be formed. So we must then choose to give birth to something inside us that is more loving, healing, and creative. We must also forgive ourselves for anything that is less than love. And when we do forgive ourselves, we instantly feel a great lightness that opens our chest and spreads all throughout our body. It is a powerful path to healing that is always available, always available to choose in every single moment of our lives. Every day, each and every one of us have the option to let go of our pride and literally let the love in, or hold on tighter and be right about something unfair or wrong. So if you want to become a more sensitive, humble, and deeply loving being, you must learn the response of forgiveness and compassion. Softening our ego is perhaps the most empowering, enlightening action we can do, as it puts us directly in contact with our soul. So you can recognize your attachment to your story. It's all about awareness for us. When you hold on to a grudge, you're actually holding on to the story about what happened, along with heavy feelings attached to your story. So when you fully feel those heavy feelings that arise when you think about your story, you then can move through them and underneath them. So be curious about what is there underneath your feelings, as it will be something you never thought of before. Notice how you played your part in the drama and take responsibility for the role that you stepped into. And when you understand what the payoff benefit you received by playing this role, no matter how horrible it was, you can let go of the pattern completely. Release those repressed feelings. When someone mistreats or hurts us, we may either express this pain or repress it. Okay? We may either express it or repress it. Now, if we were taught to repress our feelings, put on a brave face, go on with our life, you'll have many heavy feelings inside you rotting away at your core. You ever done that? Said, okay, you repress your feelings, you put on a brave face, and go on with your life. So you're repressing those feelings. And when you repress those feelings, inside you, they're rotting away at your core. So all repressed feelings fester deep inside of us and cause us to continue to carry a burden about life and relationships and people and the world. And the first step in forgiving is letting go of these heavy feelings, allowing them to turn into lighter feelings. But you see what we do? Repressing should be a thing of the past. And there's many techniques that can help us release pent-up emotions from the past. One simple way you can do this on your own is emotional release journaling. You just write down about the past event without censoring it. You write from your emotional place, and you keep writing until you have emptied everything out. And you do not read it once you have finished. You don't read it. You do not read it once you have finished. You wait a few days or weeks before you read it. You can burn what you have journaled and proclaim out loud, I let this go. It's the action that we go through. It's the verification, confirmation, and real-time movement that basically gives us the bird's-eye view of ourselves, and it literally, in our own perspective, legitimizes us to let go and to totally eliminate it. So you do these actions, you go out, and I let this go as you burn it. After you write it all down, you wait a few weeks, and then you go to it and you burn it. If your repressed emotions are very strong or feel overwhelming, it may best to get the support of a trained professional to help you let them go. I believe that all of us have the ability to manage ourselves. I really do. I personally don't believe, my opinion is that we need external authority. It's made enough of a mucking of our existence. When we continuously choose forgiveness in every moment, we have the opportunity to choose forgiveness. And once we release that holding onto the past only harms us, we can consciously choose to let it go instead of returning to resentment. How many of us have carried resentment for anything? Parents, growing up, a friend, or relationships, or whatever, job, boss, and we've carried the resentment, which attracts more resentment. So choosing forgiveness is a constant process. It's not once in a while. It means that we will always choose to feel feelings of lightness, freedom, and healing from the past event. And once we have decided to forgive someone, and visualize the person in front of us and say it out loud to them, I forgive you completely for what happened. I love you, and thank you for the lesson. Please forgive me for what I have done. Now notice how that feels just reading this proclamation in your body. Do you feel how that feels? You know, it's like, you imagine walking up to somebody or talking to somebody, you go, I forgive you completely for what happened. I love you, and I thank you for the lesson. Now, you're not concerned if they're going to understand that. It's for you. And you notice how it feels just by reading that proclamation. So by stating this message out loud, you create an instant energetic shift in your body. And the person can be on the phone, in the room, or simply there in your mind. If you do this in your mind, the secret is that it must feel real to you. And then, again, that's going through the heart-mind. You will be amazed at how this declaration starts opening up your entire world in ways you've never dreamed were possible. You'll soon see how it sparks the creating into reality manifestation of more positive and desired experiences into your life. Once we all come to the full circle conclusion that it is each and every one of us that create everything with ourselves. It's our lives. It's how we act. It's what we do. It's how we perceive. It is always about you. It's never been about anybody else but you. And this is all about mastering. This is one of the reasons we come into these physical forms. It's to learn how to master who and what we are. And now how can you do that? Well, in a physical form, you understand that you have these illusions called the ego and the mind. And so, but then you learn that they have been controlling you and mastering you, and they're horrible at it. It's just not their thing. Their thing is to serve you, not to master you. But unfortunately, many of us don't come to that full conclusion for thousands of lifetimes. Do you ever notice, why the grass appears greener on the other side? You've heard that terminology. We've used it through many years. If you could only keep quiet, clear of memories and expectations, you would be able to discern the beautiful pattern of events. It is your restlessness that causes chaos. It's our restlessness that causes chaos. Nisargadatta Maharaj. And one of the greatest transformations that you can ever experience in your lives is from meditating on the nature of the mind. How does that happen? Well, you could spend months of internal investigation closely watching how the mind works, why it thinks, what it thinks, and how it tends to repeat itself. You begin understanding the great manifestation mystery, creating into reality mystery of life on a more intimate and spiritual level. You begin noticing every day that no matter what you would do, your mind continues on this deep, relentless search for truth, love, joy, pleasure, and happiness. No matter how satisfied that you are that particular day, hour, or minute before, the mind returns to its old habit of yearning for something more. There's only one direction it wanted to go: to evolve, grow, expand, improve, and learn how to find ways to become more satisfied. So you realize that your mind even wanted to understand itself better, thinking that if it found a richer understanding of itself, then this would finally lead to more happiness and real satisfaction. This is how convoluted the mind is. It will believe anything. Anything. You also notice that when you feel sad, lethargic, depressed, or just wanting to give up on creating into reality or manifesting your dream life, the mind still continues its perpetual search for some form of happiness, just on another level. So the more often that you would sit back from the mind and watch it, you begin to realize how deeply programmed it truly is, and that there's really nothing that can be done about it. The mind is on a sacred holy quest, devoted to this grand divine search at the core program. It cannot be interested in being content, relaxed, rested, or supremely at peace. It prefers to be entertained by something interesting, deep, sparkly, rich, tempting, or maybe an idea that would make it feel loved, special, or important. So the mind doesn't have the capacity to rest forever in a state of happiness, because if it did, we would not evolve. Think about it. What if the mind was totally satisfied? What would happen to your world? Would you even look deeper into this question at all? Would you care about anything of any real meaning in life? If so, why would you? Throughout our entire lives, this seeking mechanism is one machine we cannot turn off, nor would we want to. We simply have to choose. We choose to be deeply aware that this perpetual seeking machine is always running. So the divine design of the mind is perfect, and we simply need to understand its perfection if we are to really enjoy life and find our spiritual journey here. So we choose to understand first that desire is not the cause of suffering. Rather, it's our attachment to desire which holds us to the state of an anxiety. To be continuously wanting, wishing, and thinking is utter hell. To be able to rest, relax, and enjoy the radiant, healing, golden energy from the great spiritual light from within is absolutely bliss. Our minds have been embedded for centuries with this ancient, unsatisfied program for one very wonderful reason. A great creativity, creating in reality, manifesting fire gets ignited when we believe the grass is greener, richer, and softer and more lush than the neighbor's yard. And sure, the mind can get crazy and start thinking the neighbors must be smarter, happier, more enlightened because they have greener grass. Chances are high that the neighbors don't actually have greener grass than you, but you can't tell that truth to the seeking, desiring mind. And the good news is that an enormous fire of desire is lit when we see that we just don't have it all. The mind is a genius at believing whatever it wants to believe is true. It can only see a fraction of the whole truth. It cannot contain the entire universal truth of all the time. It would be out of a job if it had that knowledge. It's a master at inventing super creative stories about your limitations in this world, which fill you up with this amazing experience called insecurity. And these wonderful insecure feelings are perfectly designed to push you into your spiritual path. They provoke you to dig deeper, so you stop functioning in automatic robot mode and find your real purpose for being alive. So your insecurity causes you to drop the mind game, so you start stoking your real spiritual fire. And you begin to unleash your deepest motivation, your highest inspiration, and your richest creativity inside. So unless you become a Buddha, you have not lived at all, because you will not know the great poetry of life, the great music of existence. You will not know the celestial celebration that goes on and on. You will not know the dance of the stars. And this bliss is for you. All these flowers, all these songs, and all these stars are for you. You are entitled to miracle after miracle after miracle. Okay. We were not born to evolve, expand our consciousness, and eventually become awakened Buddhists. A Buddha simply means one who has stopped sleeping, one who is aware, self-realized, and living fully in the now. That's a Buddha, okay? You want to know what the Buddha is? That's a Buddha. Would you like to be a Buddha? We all have the opportunity and selection in this existence to be a Buddha. And remember, it simply means one who has stopped sleeping, one who is aware, self-realized, and living fully in the now. It's perhaps the easiest and most natural way we can experience life. Yet it means we have to unlearn everything we believe to be the reason why we are here. To stimulate the enlightened path in our lives, we need to create more space and room to grow. We need to feel the lack of something and experience the great emptiness that is all around us. And this empty feeling is always available, inherent within each and every one of us, each desire that comes from the mind. To reach the enlightened state, we must dive into the mind and let it go. We must let the mind believe that the neighbor's grass is greener than our own and realize how ridiculous it is to be comparing grass in the first place. We must notice all the places in our life where we are comparing ourselves with others, with people we look up to, saying that they have something we don't. We must allow the mind to be brimming with jealousy, full with desire, so much that it implodes into this fantastic empty universe that is exploding with life. And if we allow the mind to do what it does, it will eventually invent some fantastic new organic, healthier way to grow better grass and one day have greener grass than the neighbors. With a glorious new imagined goal and a destination to be entertained by, the mind can provoke us to expand our consciousness, playing its endless games within games inside of itself, just for the pure discovery of all the many multidimensional joys and pleasures of being alive. What else did you want to do with your time here on Earth? Nurture your mind with great thoughts, for you will never go any higher than you think. Benjamin Disraeli. One word of caution to each of us on our manifesting journey. Be aware of that the mind is a Jedi master at distracting us from what's spiritually real and essential. Okay? The mind is a Jedi master at distracting us from what's spiritually real and essential. And yes, this distraction is also sacred, needed, and divine for when we finally give up seeking and attend to what actually is spiritual and real. We see how the distraction was not really a distraction, but a truly essential ingredient in directing our path towards a spiritual awakening. It's quite beautiful to sit back and recognize how perfect every aspect of existence actually is. Nothing is actually imperfect or actually as we think it is. Our addictions are glorious. Our perpetual search for something better is deeply needed for enlightenment. What we think will make us happy is the essential illusion needed to find the real. And this feeling that we are lacking something is the succulent dangling chocolate that's on the golden string to let us to come out of our dark caves. Perfection is everywhere and in everything, always. The divine beings that we all truly are is ridiculously intelligent. It is so spiritually smart. It knows where we are hiding and exactly how to get us to come out. It realizes that we would never know what true wholeness was like unless we believed we had a hole to fill. We cannot know what blissful freedom feels like until we experience the most imprisoning, limiting state of mind. The great mystery of life has this miraculous way of continuously teaching us what we most need to know for our enlightenment. There is not a moment that goes by where the universe is not inviting us to dive deeper inside and surrender more completely into the healing depths of our souls. We are constantly being summoned to come out of hiding. The universe wants us to appreciate this sweet spiritual gift of existence. It is always giving the God source to us to liberate ourselves from the internal catacomb-like prisons of the mind. We are being constantly welcomed to see everything in our lives with absolute love and clarity. We always have this option to sit down, relax about it all, and understand our life's mission. Right now, we can stop everything and choose to live in total devotion and connection with our heart's spiritual presence. We were all born to discover that we are amazing, multidimensional, divine, manifesting beings who can create anything we desire. This huge and truly awesome task requires that we unleash our full power and reveal our ultimate treasure inside. And the greatest treasure we have is found once we stop the mind and rest at our source of consciousness. This is meditation. And it is the divine doorway to opening our life up to the highest states of energy, love, and consciousness. This temporary stopping of the mind happens every day. Yet it's just whether we are doing it consciously or it's being done to us and we have no way to create it. Perhaps both are true. Yet when we allow a new perception of reality, and like this one, it can radically change our lives forever. The coin has three sides to it. They are all true. It's not so much the doing, but the undoing that actually makes a shift occur. Letting go of the most minor shifts in perception, the slightest adjustments to how we are seeing life, can totally transform out our entire experience of who and what we are. And if you really want to meet a guru, if you truly want to meet a guru, the greatest guru is, has, and always will be, forever, beyond, and forever within each and every single one of us. Ramana Maharishi. Here's an assignment for all of us. Use your mind instead of your mind using you. Use your mind instead of your mind using you. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. Let go. You see that word a lot, don't you? You hear it a lot? Let go, let go, let go, let go. Let go. It's not a bad frequency, it's a good one. Let go of it. Let go of all of your tensions and your fears, exasperations. Let them go. This is one of the steps to mastering the mind. It's one of the steps to using your mind instead of being used by your mind. And what you do is you worship, respect, and honor and love this brilliant, all-powerful tool that we are all entrusted with so we can create what we want in our life. That's what the illusion of the mind is for. Use it to create that which you desire. Don't let it use you to create what it desires. So we relax our bodies, head to toe, inside and out. We release all the tensions, fears, anxieties, stresses, angers, vendettas, grudges, and we let them all go. And once we do this, the body will hug us and say, "Thank you so much, that's such a relief." So as the body relaxes, what do? We move into the now. The now is all we have. No matter what you want to argue with your mind about, or your ego, the now is all we have. The now stills our mind. It stills the ego. It's part of mastering the mind and the ego. Now, some of us will go in the past. We all reminisce. We all listen, some music or something that someone says, or a place you may be in will trigger it, and you'll just kind of be wafted off into the past, kind of seduced. Brace, you'll reminisce, you'll think and talk about it to yourself or others. But then you know well enough that that's all gone. It's an experience of sometimes years ago. And we don't care to be there because it's already been done. It's already been done. And most of us will stay there, keep repeating it and bringing it up in conversations, but we're not in the now. We're in the past. We're living and reliving the past. Some of us get to a danger point where we literally get so seduced by living in the past and continually bringing it up that we end up bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future out of that past, and reliving that past in that future. Not real fun. And then a lot of us will wander off into the future that doesn't exist. So either we bring the past into a future, create that future from that past, live that past in that future, or we go into a future that doesn't exist and start wandering around trying to figure out what's the next thing that's coming. When am I going to have this? And when is this going to happen? And the now, in all eventuality, in all true reality, is all we really have. The now is what creates our futures, the space between heartbeats. How do we stay in the now? It's our breath. It's our breath. Our divine positive energy is divine because it literally holds the kingdom of God within it. So our divine positive energy, our breath, we breath in through our noses and we breath out through our mouths. And as we breath in this divine positive energy, the breath focuses us on the now, because the breath is the now. It can't be anything else. Can't be the past, can't be the future. It is only in the now. And that breath that you take, that exact breath, cannot be re-breathed. You have a new breath each moment, moment to moment. So we take this divine positive energy, our breath, and as we've relaxed the body and we're in the now and focused on the now, we run that divine positive energy along with our God force energy that goes right up through the center of our bodies to the tops of our heads. And these are wheels of light, energy vortexes, etheric, spiritual. They connect us from the physical to the spiritual, to the spiritual to the physical, and back and forth. They're energy conduits. They're all different flowers with geometrical shapes in the centers of them. We start with the root chakra, the Muladhara. This is our career, money, mindset, and sense of belonging. And this red wheel of light represents our foundation and our feeling of mastering our life, which grounds us in confidence through the heart-mind and trust in the universe. It's located at the base of our spine, tailbone area. Our emotional issues and connections, our survival issues, such as financial independence, money and food, our physical association in our spine, rectum, legs, arms, and circulatory system. Like I said, we have all that we could ever need in this life. Then we move to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadasthana. This is sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's our lower abdomen about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. What are our emotional issues and connections? Sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, physical association, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. Then we go to the solar plexus chakra, the yellow gold wheel of light, the Manipura. Personal power, ability to channel. It's our ability to be confident and in control of our lives. Control of our lives means that we have the trust in the universe, we have the trust in the gods that we are, the pure consciousness, and we flow unobstructedly. Location, upper abdomen and the stomach area. Emotional issues, self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. Physical association, central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, and skin. Then we go to the heart chakra, the Anahata. This is the green wheel of light. Love, relationships, and self-acceptance. It's our ability to love. The center of the chest, just above the heart. The emotional issues, love, joy, inner peace. Physical association, heart, thymus, lower lungs, circulatory system, immune system. Throat chakra, the blue wheel of light, the Vishuddha. Self-expression. It's our ability to communicate, not only with ourselves, but everything. It's our throat. Emotional issues, communication, self-expression of feelings, the truth. Physical association, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, vocal cords. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the Ajna. Intuition, sense of purpose, and direction in life. It is our ability to focus on and see the big picture. is right in the center of the brow. Emotional issues, intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions, physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. Then we come to the crown chakra, the asra. This is connection to the divine within. This is the highest chakra. It's our ability to be fully connected spiritually, consciously fully connected. It's the very top of our head. Inner emotional issues, inner and outer beauty, our connection to spirituality, pure bliss, physical association, pineal gland, brain and nervous system. Now we take this all the way up with the God force energy, our chi, our ki, our prana, along with our divine positive energy, our breath, and then we hold it at the top of our heads. I am light, I am love, I am, and we compress and condense it into pure liquid energy and release it over our pineal gland. Pineal gland is very important to us while we're in these bodies. It is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It is the gateway to the God, the pure consciousness, and beyond. So, therefore, it will be fully functional because we deem it. You can look at it however you view it in your heart, mind, emotion picture. I view it as a green ball, a rosebud. And as soon as I release this pure liquid energy over it, it's absorbed and it just expands into a beautiful, fully blossomed rose with multicolored petals, vibrating in a soft pattern of easy waves coming out, and a beautiful fragrance. And my pineal gland is fully functioning without impairment, without external authority disruption. And it opens effortlessly all the gateways to all existence. Everything and nothing all at the same time. We are all consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude. We are merged. We're also consciously aware that we are one. The God, the pure consciousness, the soul, the higher self, the spirit, the heart-mind, all of us merged. We are paradise on this planet, creating it as we walk. We are also heaven in every step we take on this planet. We are a massive integral part in the transition of lower frequencies into higher frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. We have others. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. It's higher. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. We meet them in our lives all the time. It's just that we are not consciously aware in most cases. When we do meet them, and it dawns on us after we have met them, we have a really good feeling, and it's kind of a bliss that when we start to understand, I just met an angel. That's a wonderful feeling, because you met a part of yourself, and they met a part of themselves. Thousands can encircle us at any one time. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. That's a blissful feeling, too. They are all consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude. And are we them and they us? Yes. We have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Bell, Thought, many, many, many more. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of the circle of light. They have mastered ascension out of body. They hold God form, pure consciousness. We are mastering ascension into body, experiencing and perfecting our creations. Are they part of us? Are we them? Are they us? Yes. They're all consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We are compelled to call on all of the other reflections of all of us. All the mirrors reflecting back and forth in multitude, trillions of vibrant colors. So we call upon all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And they come in the Plexus. One Plexus fills this universe. Fills it. They come in trillions of Plexus from every single direction. And they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of these civilizations and species, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of the circle of light. They come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. We're only familiar with a handful of them, and only somewhat familiar. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. And the ones that we are somewhat familiar with, which includes all their levels and species, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, and many, many, many more. They've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now in this meditation form, this circle of light. We're only familiar with a fraction of them. There are trillions. They come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, and many. It's like, what is that? And only those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming this circle of light. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And they come in the trillions, and they are with us now. We're all assembled. We're all together from everything and everything, nothing and nothing, here for the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of this circle of light. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness and kindness, generosity and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. All of our gods is one, arm in arm, hand in hand. We are all one. We are all God, and we are all love. And our God-like force energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We all form a massive circle of light. It is so bright that it grays out the darkness of space. It would take over 1,000 billion suns in this solar system to even come close to the brilliance and brightness of our circle of light. The light comes from Source Creator, the high vibrational frequency of deep eternal love. It floods everything and everything, nothing and nothing. All of our brothers and sisters, all the ones who are asleep, everyone, head to toe, inside and out, perpetually, eternally, filling, flooding, bathing everyone in deep, eternal love and gratitude. We begin to ascend above this planet in perfect harmony, in the highest of vibrational frequency of deep and eternal love. As we do, we meet a gossamer field. This field is everywhere. It is trillions of little tiny mirrors reflecting in brilliant, vibrant colors in every direction, back and forth to each and every single one of us gathered here in this meditation. They are reflections of all of us. We are met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we truly are the power of healing. We are met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us of our omnipotent power, our strength, our divinity, our love, our joy, and our bliss. We then are met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are imbued head to toe, inside and out, perpetually, eternally, with a white fire armor. This is deep, eternal love and gratitude. It is of Source Creator. It is of pure consciousness. It cannot be breached from any external authority, ever. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot be affected from any external perceived power. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequencies low enough into the dark matter, lower vibrational survival matter frequencies, you will create a breach in your field, in your armor, allowing these vibrational frequencies, the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Only you can decide whether consciously or unconsciously, to do this. If you do, you are met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance. We send it back to pure consciousness where they are no more. We are then met with the violet ray. This column reminds each and every one of us that we can cleanse and purify by bringing in the violet ray where these lower frequencies were, restoring our vibrational harmony of deep eternal love and gratitude, balancing us, sealing our breach and our armor, restoring the deep eternal love of the highest high frequency that we are. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us, as we see our reflections, as we are the sunsets, the sunrises, as we are the rainbow, as we are the rain, as we are the fog and the mist, the trees and the forest, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the brooks, the sky, the clouds, as we are everything. We continue to ascend above the planet. As we do so, some of us step outside of our physical form and effortlessly float above it. We then view immediately this massive crystalline light tower. We created this. It is larger than the solar system. And as we look at it, we see this very large, massive circle. It's oblong. In the center is a golden white pulsing wave, soft waves out. And all around it are bands of beautiful, trillions of different vibrant colors, all pulsating out, all softly flooding each and every one of us. This planet, all of us, everything on it, in it, above it, and below it, eternally and perpetually. This is the deepest, deepest, deepest of eternal love. It is pure. It is of the highest vibrational frequency. Then we look at the top and we see the golden ocean. We designed it so the golden ocean can flow 360 degrees perpetually, every direction, flooding us all with deep eternal love and gratitude. We are each drops of this golden ocean. We contain the essence of the ocean. The drops are the ocean are the drops. We then see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We all created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It houses well over 1,000 of our meditations in perpetual motion. They don't die, they don't dissipate. They strengthen, because every day, non-stop, almost 3 years now, we have been adding to that with deep eternal love and gratitude. Our intention, full liberation of this planet into a paradise, a God planet. Full liberation. All the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, all those that we've called together with each other every day. And you're witnessing the shift and the change of this planet and this civilization. And it can't be any more spectacular than it is. Because it is us. That's why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. Feel, in the moment of silence that we enter now, understand this in your motion picture through your heart-mind. Use your mind instead of being used by your mind. worship, respect, and honor and love this brilliant, all-powerful tool so you can create what you want in your life. Stop being unconsciously used by the tool. If you don't use the tool consciously, you will be used by it. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. breathe easy in through the nose, out through the mouth. Move slowly. Take with you and know that the greatest guru has always and will always be within you. Use your mind instead of being used by your mind. Worship, respect, honor, and love this brilliant, all-powerful tool so you can create what you want in your life. Take it with you the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We'll be back here in a few hours to express the condition of the planet and what is transpiring. We'll be back here Sunday